In 1972, a strange lung disease was spreading through eastern Nigeria. Patients coughed blood. Doctors misdiagnosed it as tuberculosis again and again. No one in West Africa had mapped its true cause. One man did. He traced it to freshwater crabs and crayfish eaten raw in the local delicacies. He published his findings in the Lancet, Africa's Voice, in one of the world's oldest medical journals. His name was Professor Chukwuedu Nwokolo. By the time he was done, he hadn't just treated a disease, he had built the institutions that would treat millions after him. April 19, 1921, in Igbo, a small Igbo town now in Imo State, a child is born to Nathaniel Ezuma Nwokolo and Matilda Nwokolo, both evangelists with the Church Missionary Society, CMS. His name, Chukwuedu, meaning God leads the way, would prove prophetic, as every Igbo name does. He begins at a missionary primary school in Ezinite, Mbise, then moves to Government College, Umuahia, at the time one of the few secondary schools producing the colony's future elite. In 1939, he is admitted to Yaba Higher College in Lagos, Nigeria's only science-based institution of higher learning at that moment in history. There was, quite literally, nowhere else in the country to study medicine at this level. 7 years of training later, spanning Lagos General Hospital and Aba General Hospital, Nwokolo qualifies as a doctor in 1946. He wins the Walter Johnson Prize in Public Health. He is 25 years old. This is colonial Nigeria. Fewer than a handful of Nigerian doctors exist nationwide. Nwokolo is about to become one of the men who builds the system from inside it. The University College Hospital, Ibadan, Nigeria's first teaching hospital, is opening in temporary quarters. The university requests junior doctors from government service. Nwokolo is the first assistant medical officer ever seconded to Nigeria's premier medical school. He trains under Professor Alexander Brown, UCH's first professor of medicine. It is a relationship that will shape the next 3 decades of Nigerian medical education. In 1950, Brown sends him to London, to Queen Mary's Hospital, Sidcup, armed with a personal letter of recommendation. 2 years later, in Edinburgh, Nwokolo sits the examination for membership of the Royal Council of Physicians. He passes. He becomes the second Nigerian in history to hold the MRCP. By 1960, on the strength of 9 published research papers, conducted largely on weekends, driving his own car across eastern, northern, and midwestern Nigeria to study endomyocardial fibrosis, endemic goiter, and sickle cell disease. He is elected fellow of the Royal College of Physicians. He is recruited to teach at University College Hospital, Ibadan. The Rockefeller Foundation sends him to the University of Minnesota for a gastroenterology fellowship. He returns to Nigeria as one of its first Western-trained specialists in the field and is appointed Associate Professor of Medicine. By every measure available to a Nigerian physician in 1965, Nwokolo had already reached the summit. Then, the country broke apart. Anti-Igbo violence is escalating across western and northern Nigeria. Nwokolo flees Ibadan for Enugu, with his wife and children. He is not alone. 21 specialist physicians, mostly displaced from Ibadan and Lagos, make the same journey. What they do next is extraordinary. In the middle of a refugee crisis, they convene and resolve to build a teaching hospital from nothing. Through the regional government and with approval from military governor Dim Chukwuemeka, they established a medical faculty using Enugu General Hospital as its base. Professor Nwokolo becomes the first head of the Department of Medicine and Associate Dean of the new medical school. Then, the war comes to Enugu itself. The hospital relocates to Awka Etiti. Nwokolo stays with it, continuing clinical work and turning his research towards the catastrophe unfolding around him. Starvation, kwashoko, mass malnutrition. He tours churches and public gatherings, teaching survival nutrition to a starving population. He distributes mimeographed public health bulletins by hand. In 1969, he publishes Biafran Refugees, Problems of Disease Prevention and Medical Care, a clinical document of one of the 20th century's most devastating humanitarian crises, written by a man living inside it. When the war ends in 1970, Nwokolo returns home to Enugu. His house had been looted, the top floor burned to the frame. As every Igbo man did, he rebuilt it and went back to work. With federal approval to reopen the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Nwokolo resumes his post as head of the Department of Medicine in 1971. He is appointed full professor. From 1972 to 1975, he serves as Dean of Faculty of Medicine. Welsh academic professor Edward Parry, who served alongside him at Ibadan, would later state plainly that Nwokolo led and facilitated the establishment of the medical schools in both Enugu and Nsukka. This is not a metaphorical legacy. These are physical institutions still training Nigerian doctors today that exist because of decisions Nwokolo made in the wreckage of a Nigerian genocidal war against the Igbo. His research output continues at a remarkable clip. In 1972, his Lancet paper identifies the outbreak and clinical features of paragoniasis, a lung fluke disease, across eastern Nigeria following the war. Work he expands in a 1974 paper for the Bulletin of the World Health Organization. He becomes an advisor to the World Health Organization itself. In 1994, with sickle cell disease still devastating Nigerian families, a condition with one of the highest global career rates, concentrated precisely among Igbo and other West African populations, Nwokolo founds SICREP, the Sickle Cell Research Program dedicated to combating the disease in Nigeria and beyond. In 1982, President Shehu Shagari confers on him the Nigerian National Order of Merit Award, the nation's highest academic honor, instituted just 4 years earlier. He joins an inaugural cohort that includes Professor Chinua Achebe, Professor Pius Okibo, and Ben Enwonwu. The same year, he is named Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic and Emeritus Professor of Medicine at UNN. He goes on to chair the Medical Research Council of Nigeria, the National Council for Medical Research, and serve as President of the Association of Physicians of Nigeria and as Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. In 2004, alongside other authors, he contributes to Principles of Medicine in Africa, published by Cambridge University Press, a missionary son from Ami Igbo in print on the world's most prestigious academic press. Nwokolo's life spans the entire arc of modern Igbo intellectual ascent, a colonial mission education system that for all its limits opened narrow doors, a single science college serving an entire colony, a war that targeted his ethnic group for extermination and displaced him from everything he had built, and a refusal in the middle of that displacement to do anything other than build again. This is not a story of talent alone. Nwokolo's MRCP made him only the second Nigerian to hold it. His FRCP, his Rockefeller Foundation, his founding role at 2 medical schools, these are not just symbolic fests. They are structural achievements. Institutions that train the doctors who train the doctors practicing in Nigeria today. It mirrors a broader and well-documented pattern. Among the very first cohorts honored with Nigeria's National Order of Merit in 1982, Nwokolo stood alongside Professor Chukwuedu Nwokolo in literature, Pius Okibo in economics, Ben Ewonwu in art, a post-war generation of Igbo scholars, writers, and scientists who, having survived a war fought in part over their right to exist, returned to academic and civil life at the highest levels of national achievement. Nwokolo's life is one case study within that pattern, not a metaphor for it, but a documented, footnoted instance of it. Professor Chukwuedu Nwokolo died in New York on May 18, 2014, at the age of 93. He left behind his wife, Lady Njideka Nwokolo, and 7 children. His name now marks a hall at the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. Since 2006, the Professor Chukwuedu Nwokolo Annual Lecture Series has funded prizes for academic excellence, a structure designed deliberately to keep producing more of what Professor Chukwuedu represented. He held honorary doctorates from the University of Maiduguri and the University of Ibadan. He was named an honorary freeman of the city of Edinburgh, a title traceable back to his 1953 academic success, the one that made him only the second Nigerian ever to hold the membership of the Royal College of Physicians in the United Kingdom. But the more precise measure of his legacy is in the title, is the count of Nigerian physicians who can trace their training directly or institutionally back to the department he built, a faculty he named, or a hospital he helped develop from a war zone. A proud son of Igbo land from Ami Igbo set out to treat the sick. He ended up rebuilding the infrastructure of Nigerian medicine twice, once in peacetime and once from the ashes of a devastating genocidal war that tried to erase his own people, but he stood with them. If you enjoyed watching this very beautiful documentary about the life and contributions of Professor Chukwuedu Nwokolo, kindly hit the subscribe button, share this video, drop a comment in the comment section, and if this is your first time of coming across this channel, please subscribe. The curator, once again, is Prince Onwadenim Ngozi Chukwuka Fortune. I will see you in my subsequent videos. Bye.